This is a Congo song from my grandfather. Let's start. Isso vai que senza mal vanza
Que se que cala que açúcar co.
Isso vai que senza mal vanza
Que se que cala que açúcar co. Cosonjo no sunda musalo que se. Coloa que tambula cadê o sundidi. Ija o que tombanga fumo quaeto. Kadim pasizingi tumonango banza. Ija o que tombanga fumo quaeto. Kadim pasizingi tumonango banza.
Se ankembo e tu vinganga vanza.
Data malembe, ikila kunsi, ine akubama, ina boy Jerusalem.
Vamos e tu vinganga vanza.
Data malembe, ikila kunsi, ine akubama, ina boy Jerusalem.
Makesa manfumo que luyo iko se luzizila
Cada infinitango, cada sídico.
Makesa manfumo que luyo iko se luzizila
Cada infinitango, cada sídico.
Cada vuvu que
Na yetu muyandise. Omujena yandi tujatanga yandi mosi kwandi unavosha ufele malembe malembe itujachila yandi mosi kwandi unavosha ufele malembe malembe itujachila
se akembo ituvinganga obanza
Yata malembe ikila kunsi ine yakubama inavo Jerusalem.
Se aluvovamo e tu vinganga obanza.
Yata malembe ikila kunsi ine yakubama inavo Jerusalem.
Tangwa ya lumbanga mu seifina maengwe zimpasi
Kenda kwange olembinza ya mfumu.
Tangwa ya lubanga mu seifina maengwe zimpasi
Kenda kwange olembinza ya mfumu. Ampangize ndumiza muditu na kyao. Omumambu mama itujenganga.
Yandi
Musi kwandi ovovangamo. Kimana twazaisa eludi ovanza. Yandi mosi kwandi ovovangamo. Kimana twazaisa eludi ovanza.
Siankimbo itu vinganga ovanza.
Yata malembe ikila kunsi ine yakubama inavo Jerusalem.
Vamos e tu vinganga obanza.
Yata malembe ikila kunsi ine yakubama inavo Jerusalem.
Siankembo e tu vinganga obanza.
Yata malembe ikila kunsi ine yakubama inavo Jerusalem.
Vamos e tu vinganga obanza.
Yata malembe ikila kunsi ine yakubama inavo Jerusalem. Que
Igreja com
Somebody just recording, but never mind.
E eu via várias pessoas na igreja enquanto o pastor orava. Eu via várias pessoas na igreja a mexerem os corpos, a presença do Espírito Santo.
Okay, so while I was going in the church, I used to see a lot of people in the church moving by the power of the Mwanda Evelala.
Mas eu não acreditava nisso.
But I used not to believe on that.
Eu falava, como é que isso é possível?
Then I was asking myself, how come this is possible?
E às vezes orava e pedia a Deus para que me desse uma experiência dessas.
And then I started praying to Tata Nzambe to give me such as experience.
E eu vivia com... vamos falar. Oi. E tivemos uma visita em casa de um irmão nosso, também da igreja,
So
irmão Paulino.
one of the days, the elder came to our house, and then he came to visit us. His name is Uncle Paulino.
E ele é profeta, né?
He is kind of like a seer.
E ele é cego, mas assim, o mais maravilhoso é que ele é cego, mas ele via através do Espírito. Ou o Espírito falava através dele.
Yeah, let's go step by step. And he's like a blind person. He cannot see, but through the wonder of Bilala, he was seeing a lot of stuff.
E ele fala com Deus e Deus falava com ele.
So he actually talks with Tata Nzambe and Tata Nzambe talks to him as well.
E na altura eu era recém-convertida, acho que já estava há um mês na igreja.
And that time I was like a newcomer in the church. I mean, a newborn.
E nós orávamos com ele, porque ele ficou lá conosco durante algumas semanas. E orávamos com ele.
And we used to pray a lot with him because he stayed in our house for quite a long time.
E na altura que a mensagem caiu para ele, quando Deus falou para ele sobre mim, eu não estava em casa.
So when Tata Nzambe spoke to him regarding to myself, I wasn't at home in that time.
E quando eu cheguei em casa, disseram-me que eu seria também um vaso e que o meu anjo chamaria-se Rafael.
So when I arrived at my place, so Uncle Paulino told me that Tata Nzambe chose me to be a vessel, like a Vati, and the angel that was supposed to use me is Angel Rafael.
E não acreditei quando ouvi isso e me questionava como isso é possível.
And I did not believe, and then I was asking myself, how come this is possible?
E aconteceu quando eu fui à igreja. E é complicado explicar, porque só quem passa por isso sabe que é muito difícil explicar esse tipo de experiência.
So it happened when I went to church. Like, it's very complicated for me to explain this because only those people who feel this presence of the Mwanda of Bilala, they can express and explain this experience.
Como é que eu vou começar por explicar da seguinte forma? É uma sensação que é difícil de explicar, porque...
Yeah. Brother Benica, what is a sensação in English? Feeling?
Vibe.
Vibe, no problem. Your mic is off, sorry, Intino.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sister was saying when the Mwanda come take over your body, it's like it is, you know, you feel a deep sensation. Am I correct? You know, a feeling, let's say feeling. You feel some, you know, a very deep and difficult feeling.
Falou. E isso que...
Can you hear us, brothers and sisters?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Brother Benica.
Brother Benica just froze. I think he's... Can we proceed? I think that's fine. That's só resumir.
E das vezes que eu senti, posso dizer que é uma das melhores sensações do mundo.
So the time I was feeling that, I can say that is the best thing ever happened to my life.
Ah, essa sensação começa dos pés e sentes dos pés à cabeça, acho que é isso.
So this feeling, this spiritual feeling that when the Manda Velala take over of your body, I start feeling it like it starts from my feet, then it goes up to my head, and they start shaking or moving my body.
And e te sentes completo com isso. Mas o mais impressionante nisso é que quando tanto um anjo ou quando um profeta fala para nós não ouvimos. As outras pessoas é que ouvem, mas nós não ouvimos.
So the interesting or the amazing thing on it, when the Mwanda Velala take over your body, you become like you become like a dead. So the Mwanda Velala starts speaking on you. You can't hear that, but people that are around you, they start hearing what you're saying. Like you become dead at that time, and the Mwanda Velala is the one who occupies your body and start delivering the message.
E quando o anjo ocupa o corpo, pode ser anjo, um profeta, pode durar horas, mas a experiência que tivermos só dura 1 minuto ou num piscar de olhos.
Like when the angel or the prophet comes and take over your body, it can take 10 hours or 1 hour, but for the Mwanda Velala, it's like 1 second for them. For us, it's like 10 hours, and you can feel it, you can see it, but for the Mwanda Velala, it's like very fast, like 1 second.
E para a pessoa também que recebe o Espírito também acontece isso.
Even for the person who receives the Mwanda Velala, it feels the same thing. Can you tell us about this experience that you had, seeing visions when you see somebody?
Normalmente quando uma família abençoada, Deus dá respectivos dons para várias pessoas. Quando uma pessoa...
Normally, when a family is blessed, Tatanzam gives a lot of spiritual gifts to each person in the family. Like you're gonna get this gift, and you this gift, and this gift, yes.
E algumas pessoas acabam recebendo mais do que um dom.
So, and some of the family members, they receive more than one spiritual gift.
E além desse dom, também tem o de visão.
Besides this spiritual gift that I have to be a Vati, I have also another spiritual gift that is vision. I can see things.
Mas eu não sabia. Isso aconteceu desde criança, mas eu não sabia.
But I did not know, but it started like while I was a child.
E alguns meses atrás tivemos a visita de um anjo em casa.
So a few months ago, we have the one that visited our house through Angel Gabriel.
E ele ele deu uma mensagem para cada um que estava aí presente, os meus irmãos e a mim também.
So the angel delivered a message to each one of us, especially to me as well.
And he said to my sister, angels, Gabriel said to my sister, do you want to see some angels? But you can see, only one here can see this. Is your sister. Your sister Rose can see this. Okay.
Yes, you can speak English. You're speaking nicely.
No.
Come on.
E eu fiquei tipo, como é que isso é possível? Porque eu já orava há muito tempo.
And then I was asking myself, how come this is possible? Because I used to pray for a long time ago. And then the angels coming to confirm my prayer.
E ele disse que E ele foi falando que o dom é trabalhado e com o tempo vai melhorando cada vez mais.
And then he said, the spiritual gift in you, like for anyone, you have to work for your gift. Once Tatanzama gives it to you, you have to work for it.
It's like a child. Okay. It's like a child. Gift is like a child. When you need to learn to talk, to learn to walk. And the gift is the same. We need to pray, we need to ask, and we need to work a lot to
make it grow.
Yes, to make it grow. And now, yes, to practice. And now I didn't see an angel like this, like
face to face.
Yes, face to face. But I can see the light. I can see colors. And colors has a meaning.
A meaning.
Has a meaning. Okay. Yes. I can see green color. I can see purple.
Yeah, purple, yes.
I can see orange, and many colors like this has a meaning. Green is like a hope. Blue is a presence of Gabriel, angels Gabriel. And Gabriel can be não. Anjo Gabriel pode vir como na cor azul, acho.
So she's saying that Angel Gabriel, it can come in a blue color sometimes. So blue colors, it can represent Angel Gabriel.
E uma das experiências que eu tive foi quando eu pedi a Deus que queria ver um anjo.
One of the biggest experience I had was like was crying, asking Tatanzambi to show me an angel.
E depois de alguns dias isso aconteceu.
After a few days, it came true. Wow. Wow. I'm so curious.
Mas, no, okay. I was listening some music that day, and I feel eu estava muito distraída. Yeah, I feel distracted.
Yes, distracted.
Okay.
You have to trust yourself. They're our family. Feel home.
Okay. I was still feeling like this. And atrás de mim,
behind me,
eu vi um anjo.
Behind me, I saw angel.
Mas a visão que tive é como uma visão fotográfica.
But the vision I had was like a photography vision.
It's hard to explain exactly, because when we are creating memories, we aren't see the specific thing or the real thing around us. It's like a memory. And the visions that I had is like a memory to me. Can be happen in this time, but it's like a memory. It's like when I see a movie, when I see a video clip, it's like this. E isso aconteceu quando eu estava de pé, ouvi música e o anjo estava atrás de mim neste tipo de visão.
So this happened while I was listening to music, and then I felt the presence of the angels behind me.
E ele estava coberto de luz. Ele foi descendo aos poucos no quarto do meu irmão.
So it was covered with light while it was coming down in my brother's room.
E eu estava no quintal da casa.
And I was outside. Yes.
Estava no quintal da casa e eu só via a luz. Ele estava coberto de luz dos pés à cabeça.
I just saw the light. You see that that light, then the angel was covered from the head up to the feet.
E eu fiquei assustada, eu me perguntei como é que isso é possível.
And then I got afraid. How come it is possible?
E no dia seguinte, o anjo desceu.
In the following day, because in our home, we have a Vati as well. Our mom, she's a Vati. So Angel Gabriel came through our mom.
And he said to me, did you see? Did you see what you are asking for or looking for? Did you see? And I said, oh, I can't believe it. It was so amazing. Yes.
That's it.
I don't know. And most of the time, when I look someone else, I can see the light around. Around, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Around, a volta dessa pessoa, como é que digo?
Sometimes when I'm talking to people, I can see like a light around or behind the person. It can be a good light or bad one.
The light is like this. I can see light like this behind or in this way. When I
Can you see my light? Can you see a light?
no, only face to face. And sometimes happens when I'm praying with anyone else, I can see this. But it's not me, it's Manda Vela lá in me seeing through my eyes. It's not me. Because the gift doesn't belong, don't belong to me, belong to him.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. You know,
Thank you.
wow, Sister Rosa Masaka. You want to say
That's
something?
beautiful.
I won't say.
Oh, she want to say something. Okay, go ahead, sister.
E às vezes and sometimes I can see this light and other people that aren't Christian too.
Okay.
Wow.
And I ask it to
Game changer. All the
I
holier
ask-
thou Christians are shaking. Holier than thou Christians are shaking. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I asked it to my grandma because I saw this in the room in the classroom. When I was studying at university, I saw this. My teacher was teaching. Yes, was teaching us. And when he was speaking something, I see the light behind him, and I think he is not Christian. Where this happened? Like yes.
Yes, you're doing it nicely.
And I asked it to my grandpa. My grandpa is a wise man. Yes, my grandpa is wise man, and he said to me, many people, algumas pessoas não são cristãs.
Some people are not Christian,
Mas o pai ou a mãe são.
but someone or somebody in the family are.
E quando essas pessoas oram para aquelas pessoas que não oram frequentemente,
So when these people or this person is in the family prays for that person,
e pedem proteção para
then they
essas
ask
pessoas.
protection to this family member.
Deus protege mesmo assim.
So Tatanzan protects them.
Wow.
E talvez essa luz que você viu à volta dele.
Might be this light that you saw around him.
Ou ele tem alguma coisa que ele mesmo não saiba, ok.
Yeah. Maybe he has a spiritual gift that he even doesn't know what is this.
É isso. E para terminar,
for me to end up here,
os anjos também descem em casa para darem conselhos.
so the angels, they come sometimes in our house, even in your house, to give us advice.
E um dos conselhos que recebi foi:
One of the advice I received from the angels,
que onde quer que tu vás, terão pessoas
whenever you go, there will be people
que saberão quem você é, o que você tem.
there will be people that will know what you have, what is a spiritual gift.
E saberá e verás pessoas. Acho que não é isso que eu tenho de falar. Mas é mais ou menos isso. Algumas pessoas notarão que você tem e algumas serão boas e outras não.
So
Yeah.
wherever you go, some people will note what you have. I think that's one of the things that we're talking with Mama Brenda some of the days. They will recognize the power or the spiritual gift in you. That's what is comes actually in your forehead.
Yeah. E isso não serviu só para mim, mas para todos que são cristãos. Nós temos uma luz que carregamos e somos notados para qualquer lugar que vamos.
So this is not it only for me, but it can be applied for everyone who believes in Tatanzam. We carry a spiritual light in us that even our enemies and those who believe in Tatanzam, they can see the light in us. This is a spiritual light.
Yeah, é isso.
Say in English, thanks, Dan.
Thank you so much. And that is all.
Matondo.
Matondo.
Thank you so much. Matondo.
Matondo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you too. Our pleasure.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you.
But you know, she's just a young person. She's a young person. But the gift that she has, can you hear me, brothers and sisters?
Yes, we can hear, but
Yeah, she's just a young person. But the gift that she has, and when the mother of Allah take over her body, they don't care. Let's say if I'm a pastor, if I'm a reverend, a bishop, or whatever, they will put me in my place. A young person, you know. But if you go back to the system, the church system they implemented, the pastor is the chief,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever come down from them, period, nobody else can go against. You know, that's actually the difference. She's a young person, but even in between the elders, if she has a message, or if the mother has a message to deliver to the elders, the mother can use her, and the elders, they will, if the message is very heavy, the elders, they even will bow down, not to her, but they will bow down to the Most High because of the message she's bringing. Especially, let's say, if the people, they are sinning too much. If the people in the kingdom, they are sinning, doing a lot of bad stuff, they come actually angry. She will be angry, but not her, the Mwanda, through her.
Mm.
And everybody will be afraid. But she's just a young person. And just like her, there is plenty, a lot, especially in Angola. Let's say where Tokwis headquarters is, that's the experience we live. I don't know why, but it's like a soldier, plenty, there are a lot. There are a lot, even children as well.
Wow.
Your kid, and some of you also, your kid have this gift. It just need to be activated. Your kids, let's say if your parents are working like this, your kid, you will put you straight. The one that will use your kid. They will not tell you, Mama, I had a dream. No, the one that will enter and tell you straight, hey, you're not talking to your children. You are talking to a prophet. They'll say, if it's an angel, he will say, you are talking to Angel Gabriel. Please stop doing that. They will reveal themselves. Because, you know, sometimes when people, this is why the Bible said, be careful how you talk to people, because you never know who you are talking to. This is why our Bantu culture, we have to respect each other and consider, you know, other as your superior, because we never know who we are talking to.
That's why I say, you must not speak this loud anymore.
Yeah. So people like her, there is plenty people. And especially at the youth choir, oh, you know, young men, they like to play too much, you know. Some of them are playboy, you know, 5 girlfriend and stuff. They still, you know, on the fresh grass, they playing too much. Oh, the angels, they're working hard where there is too much young people. Because young people, they do not understand, you know. They sing today and they go later on, or they go, let's say, to the prayer meeting. And out of the blue, you just say the angel, they come down angry and speaking a lot. And when they mad or when they angry, it means that somebody messed around. And I was praying really hard. We were praying for the one that, for the Tatanzam to send us. Actually, that was, particularly speaking, that was one of my prayer. Because, you know, we wanted to make sure that whatever meeting we do, there is a body messenger, or there is a Vati or Sia. And she's one of us. And she's one of the Vati. So, Sister Rosa, thank you very much. You will have a lot of works, you know, because the brothers that you are seeing on the screen, they are all over, some of USA, Caribbean, Europe. So sometimes, you know, we are in South Africa, and the youth, we do not have a Vati. Most of them are gone. They went to Angola. They went back. So we like to, whatever activity we do, we have a Vati, you know, because we use our gift to speak, to share whatever we want to share. But sometimes also we like to use we like to hear straight from the Mwanda, you know. So you will have a lot of work because they need you. We need you as well. Brother Samba, can you explain to the sister?
No, she is understanding actually.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
She's actually your servant. You know, the mother will be using her body to serve you. Yeah, to give you a message.
Get Auntie.
I'm thinking.
Hey, I have a question. I heard the word Vati being spoken. What is the meaning of Vati?
Oh, Vati. You know, in Bantu language. You know, in Bantu language, Tino Miguel.
Not fully. I'm not first.
Yeah. Pastor Miller, one day we will explain this, but one rib is called Vati. Rib, one is Vati. But the group is party. You know, let's say the host, the 24 ribs is called party. In other word, Vaticano. In other word, you know, Vaticano. So one is Vati. The plural is party. This is why, this is what Montoko used to say. He said, all of the Vatis, they come from me. And we were like, what? But, you know, this is why the Vatican, they took this name. Because they assume that the power is there.
Right.
For them, all of the Vatis, they are there. And Vati is a Bantu language, Congo.
So Vati is one rib.
Yeah, one
One rib.
rib.
Okay.
Yeah, party is the group, the 24 ribs. So sorry, sister. So the
carry on,
24
brother.
ribs, the 24 ribs is like the host. You know, the host is like a group. This is why for them, they think that the power is there. All the Vates are there in Vaticano. But they are wrong. You know, they just have the name, but to have the name and the power.
I think
Okay.
Pastor Melo did break it down on when he was on the Issachar channel, when he was breaking down the most powerful language in the world. I'll just find the link and I'll try and post it. But he did break out Vati, Vatican, all of that. Also means like message, like Vatican, you know, the Catholic Church, like the authority figures where, you know, they have a huge voice in the world. Yeah, I'll just find the link.
And, you know, brother, and Vati, this is what we have. Let's say this. I think you will get me. In Turkish church, but I hope you understand me when I say church, no, not the Catholic system.
No.
Different one, yeah. It's the true one when we say that. In Turkish church, this is what, you know, actually the Vates, or let me say, the Vates is like a person who has the gift to be used by Mwanda Velela. Let's say some of you here in the call, you are Vati, but we don't know yet. But you are, some of you are. I can see one, but I won't say the name. Two actually, but I won't say the name. I can sense. Yeah. So Vati is those person who have the gift to be used by the Mwanda Velela. You know, they are like a prophet, but they are not prophet because Vati is just a vessel. You know, they are a body, people who the Mwanda Velela, angel or prophet enter their body to deliver the message. So those people who have this gift, they are called Vati.
Right.
And Sister Sim just mentioned 1 Samuel 9:9. Oh, I love this. And this is another proof that we are the true one. Because what Sister Sim mentioned, it said the following. Formerly in Israel, if someone went to the inquire of Tatanzambe, they used to say, come, let's go to the seers, because the prophet of today used to be called seers. You know, actually, this is what we do when we want to talk to Tatanzambe. Let's say right now, if I want to talk to Tatanzambe, tomorrow I can call Brato Samba and say, Brato Samba, I'm coming there because Sister Rosa, she's a Vati, and she can be used by Mwanda Velela. And when I get there, we will pray, we will praise, and out of nowhere, the Mwanda will take over body. And they will say, okay, I'm here. You say that you want to talk to me, I'm here. You know, and then actually Vati is also the one who caused problem between Catholic and Turkish church in Congo, actually. Because in 1949, when the Mwanda came down, they took over plenty of people. And the missionary, they couldn't understand the power that those people had. And then they said, but wait a minute, Simon Toko, what are you giving to these people for them to behave in a very strange way? Because, you know, we human beings, sometimes we fear people. We fear Mundele even, truly speaking. Some of our people, they used to fear Mundele because they were, you know, they were ruling. But by the power of the Mwanda, they were not fearing Mundele. You know, if Mundele slapped them, they're like, you will be dead today. and then model is dead. And then we're wondering, like, Simon Toko, what are you giving to these people? You are using witchcraft. Yeah, and the VATES also was the, the VATES was the main item, let me say it in this way, that differentiate the Turkish church from many churches. Because if you go to Baptist, where Simon Toko was, Baptist and other churches, they don't have Vati. But we do have Vati. So this is actually what also differentiate yeah, the Turkish church from other churches. Yeah, they do have the Mwanda, but Mwanda speaking that way. But yeah, we have a plenty Vatis. Yeah, so yeah, and because of, if you have a Vati in your house, oh, you are, you will be even safer, let me say, safer. Because you will be able to listen, when we want to hear the Most High, we pray. But with the Vati is even easier because you will be listen what the Most High want to tell you now, not waiting for the pastor X and Y to come and tell you this. No, even your kid, your wife, yeah, whatever people is in your house, if that person is a Vati, that will be a grace. Yeah, will be like a bodyguard.
Anika, for me? Okay.
Yeah, Mama Brenda.
Back in the day, and we come from a Pentecostal background, Darren and I, what they call holiness, they call us holy rollers. But back in the day, they had people similar to what you're saying, but because the prosperity message has crept into the church, now you don't see that. Because I remember preacher could be up preaching, and then he'll call somebody's name out and say, God said he see you so-and-so, so-and-so, and he said, you better stop. They would do things like that and say things like that, but you don't see that now. This was years ago in the church that you would see a lot of prophecy like that was real. There wasn't this stuff about, oh, he gonna give you $1,000 tomorrow, and it wasn't that kind. I'm not talking about that.
Oh, wow. Those people, yeah, they are Vati. They are Vati. Some of them even we can say they are Vati and Sia, they are similar. But Sia in most of they're similar. You can call Vati or Sia. But when you mention about Sia, they are like, they don't tell you what the name of the prophet or the spirit or the angel that speak through them. Naturally, they are just, like let's say Elder Manzamizola, he's just a prophet, period, that's all. He's just a seer. And that's the gift, Brother Masa has. He's not a Vati, he's seer, which is different than Vati. Because Vati, when the man is not there, he can't do anything. But seer is just there. He does speak. Yeah. The man is always there. So those people, they are Vati. And unfortunately, there is a process. Actually, let's say we here, if we identify that you are Vati, there is some advices, particularly for you, for us to give you, to increase, the potential, the power, the strength, and the mighty of this gift that you have. And our advice is not something special, we will tell that you are no longer the same, and you are no longer, equal. It may like me, like Sister Rosa and me. Let's say the gift is different, and our level is not the same as mine because of the gift she has. Yeah, many people, they are Vati. Yes, yeah, many. This is why I said even here, I can't see some of them, you know, can see some of them, they are Vatis. You know, but they do not know. But they will know, because that's your gift, it belongs to you.
Mr. Benica, can I add something?
Yes.
Pangi Benika.
Pangi Benica.
Pangi Benika.
Oh, that's fine.
About Vati, Vat means vessel too. Everybody here is vessel in the hands of Jesus. Yes. But in our church, vessel, yes, Vati means vessel too, is a different person that have a different thing. It's like a prophet. Okay, it's like a prophet. We are vessel when we are preaching. Okay, preaching.
You can speak Portuguese.
Ok, nós somos vasos, nós somos vasos quando pregamos também.
So we are vessel, like everyone is a vessel, is a vase somehow, especially when we are preaching, you feel the power of the one that Vela is in you. It's no longer you like preaching, it's the Holy Spirit taking over of your body.
A similar example like Vati in Bible is Paul. Paul is another, era discípulo à parte, né? Depois dos outros discípulos.
Yes.
Jesus chose 12 followers.
Yes.
Okay. And Paul was a follower, a part follower. And he was a Vati too, because Jesus was speaking through him. Okay. And is a good example about Vati. Paul was Vati too. In our church, we have many Vatis. Vatis here. We have many Vatis here because could be angel in our body, prophets in our body. Yes.
No problem. No problem, sister. Let us know when you remember, eh? Say when I speak. Elder Manzamazola just left a question. So the Vati hears the angel speak. Well, my dear Elder Manzola, you know what they said? Actually, this is why the Bible said, purify ourselves. The Bible advises us to purify, because the more we purify ourselves, the more he increases the ability. And when it comes to Vati, you know, there are weak Vati and stronger Vatis. Let me say it this way. Because the more you pray, the more you get your gift will be refined and sharp, will be refined and will be stronger. So some Vatis, they hear, and the wonder take over their body and also speak. Sometimes when they are just like this, like a normal person, they can also hear. Let's say if somebody is telling you to do something, even the wonder, the angel or prophet, let me say the wonder, is able to tell that person, don't do this. You know, for us, we just listen through our subconscious mind, but they listen the voice, don't do this. And we'll be like, oh yes, brother, no, I mustn't do that. Why? No, the one that spoke to me right now. And I heard the voice of prophet or angel saying, don't do this. Yeah, if you're not, just what Sister said, Sister Rosa, if you're not practicing, yeah, the gift will be not that stronger. But if you praying, fasting, yeah.
Sorry, Brother Bonica, we have somebody who has a question. Sorry to stop you.
No
Mama
problem.
Tamara has a question.
Thank you. Are Vatis only Bantu people?
Vati, if it's only Bantu people,
can Vatis be like Mondelis also?
yes, Mama Brenda. You know, Kuswa Congo, he came for all of us. And he said, he who accept me in the spirit and in truth, I will be with that person. Actually, if Mundele recognized and accept Kuswa Congo, it can be a Vati. It can receive this gift to set the others people free also. And
I can testify.
Yeah, and when that happened, it's good. Because the best thing to convince the Mundele about Kuswa Congo is the Mwanda Velela to use another Mundele. Because if you speak, they won't believe you.
Yeah.
True.
But if another Mundele is speaking, they will be like, oh, this is one of us. Now we believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, everybody can be a Vati.
If you allow me to think on that, as somebody was about to say, you may go ahead first.
I do actually have a testimony of what Mpangi Benika is saying. When my mom passed away a few years ago, and a week before she passed away, I was at a church conference, and there was this lady that was in my row, very close to me, a white lady. And I didn't know her personally, but we both sat in the same seats. It was 3 days in a row, the conference. And I remember when everyone was praying or worshiping or whatever, she came up to me. She tapped me on my shoulder. I think I was kneeling. And she said, like she stood up and she said, forgive your parents. Forgive your parents. But her voice, like the authority that she had, it was like, I got down on my knees immediately. And, I didn't even know what she was asking, but I just did whatever. I was like, okay, forgive this, I will forgive. It was just something, I just understood what she was saying. And she stood there until I had finished getting whatever off in my chest. And when I look back, when I start understanding VATES, when I went to Turkish church, and I started going back and realizing that actually a lot of this is where VATES have been present, before in my life. And I started recognizing there was an angel, as well as my sister. Before I came to the Turkish church, I was very conflicted with my family because I knew it would cause division. And I had other commitments, but I had a strong feeling in my spirit that I need to do this and I will regret it if I don't do it. And so I asked, please send me an angel. Please send me an angel. I need confirmation. Please send me an angel. But when you haven't seen a spiritual presence, I know we've been Christians for years, but I mean, when did we ever see angels around? But so I was just saying, send me an angel. And believe it or not, like maybe half an hour, first Brother Seraphim calls me to tell him, and his name was Seraphim, okay? And Seraphim was also the first angel, real angel, that appeared to me. But the person he sent, when I said, please send me a sign, I was in my room. My sister comes in the door, my youngest sister, who doesn't want to hear anything that I have to say. In fact, she even asked me to stop speaking anything related to the Bible to her. Anyway, she starts speaking into, she starts encouraging me. She says, especially, I just feel like this year is going to be great for you. It's going to be a turnaround. I think you should accept that offer, because I was looking at, you know, these like job offers. She said, I think this is great. These are, and she started listing my gifts. Now my sister doesn't, you know how sisters are, you know, compliments aren't always, you know, freely thrown around. And her personality was totally not like that. For like 10 minutes, and she said, I don't know, I can't stop myself. She said, I can't stop myself. And she kept talking, encouraging me. I've never been so encouraged. I started my dad was there as a witness. He was also taken aback. And then afterwards, I said, thank you so much for the message. I was so happy because I had complete clarity about what I was going to do. And I actually told my dad, I said, Dada, I asked for Usonini to send me an angel. And, you know, him being a man of intellect, he just looked, he said, oh, really? And his eyes were a little bit wide, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he's tried to shrug it off, and then they both left. So I think that my sisters of Vati, ever since that day, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
She doesn't know. Unfortunately, she doesn't know.
And she runs away from it.
Oh, the one that they like, those people, they like. Yeah, because they are the best people. You know, because those people who denied or run away from this, it's like Jonas, you know, because when you're willing, when you're willing to be a Vati, sometimes most why we be like, but you know, you read your intention. But when you run away from this, it's like you don't want to be a leader, but you have the gift to be a leader. So
Yes, brother
the
Benike.
one that they like those people. Oh yeah, you want to say, brother?
No, go ahead first. I'm gonna go after you.
No, go, brother. Don't stop, eh? When I'm talking to my family, you know. Go ahead.
No, I can finish first. I don't want to stop you.
Oh yeah, we're saying the one that they like those people, because I don't know why, but most of those people who do not want this gift, you know, they are the chosen one. Most of them, not all, but most of them, they are the people the Most High choose to fulfill that mission. Remember Jonas, he ran away, but Most High say, you are the one. And when those people, when they surrender or what they do, powerful. This is why even, you know, they were, that somebody's gonna wait and testify these also. Most of the Vates that we know, most of the Vates that in Togo Church, not all of them, but most of them, oh, the temptation they face is higher, is too much. So the intention of the Kadiampemba is to destroy all of them. This is why Kadiampemba, you know, he always busy distracting them, putting him, you know, let's say if the person is a man, will be distracting the person, then causing the people to drink and and doing a lot of evil, which doesn't please the Most High. I don't know why, but most of them. Yeah, so being a Vati is a very huge responsibility, because once you have this gift, the enemy will be at your back, will be behind you. Yeah, because your gift serve plenty people, because once you have this gift, you will set a lot of people free through the power of the Monavelela. But because the enemy doesn't want people to be free, he will attack you. You know? Yeah. But Samba, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the time. Really appreciate that. Everything you said and Sister Space is true. I agree totally with everything. I just would like to add a little bit on that as well. Vati is a gift. It's not when you born, grow up, and it comes to you, not at all. Because everyone, when he borns, Tata Nzambe gives him a mission, a gift. We call that a grace from Tata Nzambe to you. Everyone here has a spiritual mission to accomplish in the world. And VATES, the mission is to help the family, the church, the community to deliver the message of Tata Nzambe to the people. So, and the Bible confirms and says that Tata Nzambe uses anyone he wants. Even a crazy man, if Tata Nzambe wants to use this person, you're gonna come address you powerful words that you're gonna ask yourself, is this a madman? Because Tata Nzambe he has the power to use everyone. So not only a black man or black people or Bantu people, whatever, has this grace to become a Vati. Because as my old brother Benika said nicely, whenever somebody decides to follow Krusba Congo and gives his life to Krusba Congo, he activates the spiritual gift that was given to him before he was born. So we don't choose to be Vati, not the elder who chooses us to be Vati, but is Tata Nzambe himself is the one who anoints you even before you were born. We can see it in the book of Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. What the powerful thing that Jeremiah says is kind of comparing to the spiritual gift. It says, I knew you before you were formed, you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as the prophet of the nations. Can you guys, brothers and sisters, hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Matondo, you see, even Matondo, for your confirmation, even before we were born, Tata Nzambe chose us. He gave us a mission. He gave us responsibilities to accomplish in the world. So talking about Vati, we have also to meditate and to analyze and ask ourselves, what is my spiritual gift? What am I doing here on the earth? What is my mission? So from Vati, we understood that people that Tata Nzambe chose before they were born to deliver the spiritual message to the people. So everyone, I personally believe, that's my belief, we are all Vatis. But there is a different levels of Vatis. There are those who the angel or the prophets, the one that Velela comes and reveal himself. I am Seraphim, I am Jeremiah, I am Daniel, but are kind of Vatis that you just feel the presence of Tata Nzambe. You hear the voice of Tata Nzambe and you deliver the message thinking that, oh, and when you be like in a normal mood, say, oh, I'm not capable enough to do or to deliver such as message, because it's the gift and the grace that Wanda Velela gives us to talk in a spiritual level. Yeah, that is the thing that I would like to add regarding to the VATS. So brother and sister, you are all VATES because you have the Mwanda Velela in you. Yeah, thanks.
If I just want to share real quick, kind of made me remember when Sister Queen Specie was sharing her testimony. I remember Brenda and I was visiting a church. It was a white pastor, it was mixed. And he called everyone up to the altar for prayer. And I went up, both of us went up for prayer. This white woman, she came up in front of me. And she took both hands and she looked at me and said, Tata, well, no, let me stop. She said, she said, God is going to use you mightily. She said, he's going to take you into dangerous places, but don't you worry, don't fear, because he's going to be with you. His hand of protection is upon you. And, I looked at her.
The person that was talking to you was a Mandela.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And so I looked at her and I said, thank you, I received it. And that was it. She went to someone else and I went back and sat down. And just to share this quickly as well, I remember when I was still in the church. I was young. This is before I met Mama Brenda. I was at my mother's house and I was in a basement sleep. That was my room. And I rolled over. And when I turned over, I opened my eyes and I saw this beautiful Black woman. And she had a white blouse on. She had glasses on. And the sleeves of the blouse was sheer. So I could see her arms through the sleeves. And she looked at me and she was just smiling. Her eyes was just full of, like love. And I was looking at her and she said, I watch over you every night. And I looked at her and I said, every night? She said, yes, every night. And I reached up, to myself to say, are you really here? And when I reached up to her, I actually felt her hand. She held my hand and she was just smiling. And then she began to not step away, but float back. She was like gliding back and her hand slid out of mine. And I was saying to her, don't go. I didn't want her to leave. And she just smiled and she just kept moving back until she disappeared. And that was the last time, only time I saw her.
Wow.
Wow.
Matondo.
But yeah, that's why, excuse me, that's why I asked the question about the Vati, if they could be, if there could be like white Vatis, because I too come from a Pentecostal background, and the church that I went to had a woman who would prophesy to people. The Mwanda used her mightily, and everything that she said came true. When she did say, when she would stand up and say what Tata and Zombie had for her to say, either to the church or to individual people. And so I was wondering, now that I'm hearing about Vatis, I was just wondering if, if the Mwanda could use, them also. So, in Geta.
I think also we mustn't forget that when Isolele rejected their Messiah, sent to them, all the messiahs, because I mean, they rejected all the other prophets as well. Remember he said, I'll turn to another people who I don't know, and I will provoke my people to jealousy. So he gave them knowledge. I remember our late Reverend Daniel, bless his soul, said to us when at the Turkish church, when I asked this, he said, when we forsook and Isolele did not accept the Messiah, he turned to a new people and he said, okay, I'm going to make this accessible to the whole world and to the Gentiles to provoke my people to jealousy. He said, all the prophets like Daniel, the prophet Daniel told these turquoise elders that we were forced, Tata Nzambi instructed us to give them wisdom and knowledge. So he instructed them, everything they created, like television, the internet, some things that they think that they created, and just general wisdom, how to do things, intellect, knowledge, science, all these things. The prophets entered them. It was all for Tata Nzambi's purpose. So that's what Prophet Daniel, he's saying, they were crediting themselves. I know European like scholars and copyrights is a huge thing, and they think they're just the best. But actually, even if it was our own prophets who did that as a consequence of our neglect to the Most High, he went and gave not only our stuff, like our riches and our resources, but also our gifts. He gave to other people also.
So originally it was to Isolele, and because of our disobedience, he said he would do that to provoke us to jealousy.
Yes, that's why they love the Apostle Paul so much. The church and Paul. Oh, they love Paul. Paul is like deputy Jesus to them.
It is, yeah.
And rightly so. When you look back at it, it makes sense that they worship Paul, because without Paul, they would not have salvation. Because Paul was among the first, not even Christ was sent, the Christ that they worship, not even Jesus Christ was sent to them, So without Paul, they don't have salvation. That's why Paul was crying. Paul, remember was it Romans 11 when he says, actually, let's read it. Let's go to the book of Romans.
That makes so much sense now.
Can you see now? Let's go to the book of Romans.
Wow.
Romans 9. Paul's concern for the Bantus. He says, I say the truth in Christ, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. But Paul is so anointed. He's just been given the kingdom. He's just been given gifts. Why is he heartbroken? He says, for I wish that myself were accursed from Christ, from Kuswa Congo, for my brothers, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. So my melanated brothers, my Bantu people. He says, I'm willing to go to hell if they could be saved. If my going to hell could save them, I'll do it. Who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption, the glory, the covenant. So he's listing everything that's been given to us as a people, the giving of the law and the service of Sanini and the promises. So for those who think Paul is, it's for everyone, he's saying the promises were given to my people, to these people. He's acknowledging that. Whose are the fathers, of whom as concerning the flesh, Christ came, Kuswa Congo came from from the people of his flesh, okay? Yes, who is all over all, yes? And he said, not as though the word of Nzambi has taken no effect, for they are not all Isolele which are of Isolele, okay? The one who messed everything up for us. And then he goes down, yeah, okay, yeah. Therefore, oh yes, and then he says, at the bottom, therefore has he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden, he will harden. So, and then it says in, sorry, let's skip to 25. Paul 9, verse 25. And he saith also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not my beloved. And it shall come, yeah. So he's reaching out to another people, not because he's so enthusiastic about it. He's enthusiastic about his own people, but the only reason why he's doing it, it's almost like he's reaching out to them at the expense of his own people, which is what happened. So he said that he's using all his gifts and all his energy for a people that doesn't appreciate him or the message given, if that makes sense. That's why he was so sad. That's why I was like, oh, that Nzambi is great, but my people can't see it. So he sent me to these people. So he's like, I'm gonna have to give of my whole self, all of my energy for a people not of my flesh. He's saying so himself, he's not saying. So that included the gifts, that included the land, that included everything. That Nzambi gave them rain. Not because he loves them, but because actually even in our own destruction or even in our own curses, that Nzambi shows his love, because he didn't do it because he loved the Gentiles so much, that he gave them so much. He did it because he loves us. He wants to, he's a jealous lover. He just wants to give them stuff to make us jealous. So even in our curse, he was looking out for us all, always. He says, I want them back. I want the apple of my eye, my first choice. It's like, you know, when you can't get your first choice, so you have to choose a second. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to choose a second one, but I still want my first choice. Yeah, that's what happened.
You know, Queen, especially real quick, as you were talking and you said that he's a jealous lover, I was saying to Mama Brenda, I said, because he's a jealous guy, a jealous Yah. And I went, And before I could say anything else, Mama Brenda said it. He wanted us to feel what he felt. When our ancestors began to go a-whoring after other Yahs, other gods, and forsook him, he said, he told us, I'm a jealous Yah. I'm a jealous Elima. But they went and did it anyway. So he used another nation to make us jealous.
Make us feel what he
To
feels.
feel what he felt. Hallelujah. Powerful.
Hallelujah.
Very powerful. You know, Elder
Wow.
Nzambi, last time, you know, last time I was complaining. Me and the brother, this brother is a Vati. But I was thinking what our ancestors went through, slavery and all this stuff. I was actually, me and this brother, this Vati, we were both mad and angry at Tatanzan. We were like, no, hey, that's too much. You know, that moment where you think about this, it was too much. And we're busy complaining, and we're like, hey, Tatanzan, yo, sometimes, yo, the way it works, it does this thing, yo, it's terrible. Yeah, we're busy complaining. And there was a moment, the guy was just looking at me. It wasn't him anymore. The mother took over. And then he said, let's pray. I was like, okay, let's pray, brother. After the prayer, it was like, now the mother was speaking, not him. He said, well, you and this body, you were complaining. You were complaining. So yes, he said, just forget about it. You guys must forget about it, okay? This is that's the past. That Nzambi, he behaved on that way because of what your ancestor did. So, but he said, don't mention about that anymore. Just forget about it, because that is for you to understand how terrible, how mighty is that Nzambi. Because when you behave nice, he will be a friend like you. But if you misbehave, oh, yeah, it was actually comforting us, about all this thing, all these jailers and everything that he brought to us. Yeah, Tata Nzambi, he's terrible, yeah. We don't want to see him when he's jealous and angry. Yeah.
And that's why we are where we are now, because since Tata Nzambi is a jealous God, and the hurt and the pain that we put him through, look where we are now, for the disobedience that we did. So we feel it. We feel it.
And not only you guys over there in the diaspora, also us here in the land, we can feel that. But it is among us. The time has arrived for all of us to stand and rise to make the land prosper and a better place to be lived once again, according to Tata Nzambi will.
But there's so much good news. If we turn to Romans 11, I'm not gonna read all of it. I'm gonna skip as we go. So I ask then, has Nzambi rejected his own people?
I don't know if we can go outside anymore, because
So they're inquiring now, because now people are confused, because Paul is preaching to other nations, other people, whereas Christ says, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Isolde. So then they say, I ask then, has Nzambi rejected his own people, the nation of Isolde? Of course not. I myself am an Israelite, a descendant of Abraham and a member of the tribe of Benjamin. No, God has not rejected his own people, whom he chose from the very beginning. Do you realize what the scriptures say about this? Then he mentions Elijah the prophet complained to Tata Nzambi about the people of Isolde and said, Tata, they have killed your prophets and torn down your altars. Not the Mundele, not the Gentiles, our own people killed their own prophets. I am the only one left, Elijah says, and now they are trying to kill me too. And do you remember Tata's reply? He said, no, I have 7,000 others who have never bowed down to Baal. It is the same today for a few of the people of Isolde have remained faithful because of Tata Nzambi's grace, his undeserved kindness in choosing them. And since it is through Nzambi's kindness, then it is not by their good works. For in that case, Nzambi's grace would not be what it really is, free and undeserved. So this is the situation. Most of the people of Isolde have not found the favor of Nzambi they are looking for so earnestly. And for the scriptures say, Nzambi has put them into a deep sleep. To this day, he has shut their eyes so they do not see, and closed their ears so they do not hear. Okay, and then verse 11, did Nzambi's people stumble and fall beyond recovery? Of course not. They were disobedient, so Nzambi made salvation available to the Gentiles. But he wanted his own people to become jealous and claim it for themselves. Now, if the Gentiles were enriched because the people of Isolele, the Bantus, turned down Tatanzambi, the Most High's offer of salvation, think how much greater a blessing the world will share when they finally accept it. So he's thinking about the Bantus who rejected him. I'm saying all this, especially for you Gentiles, that Nzambi has appointed me as the apostle to the Gentiles. I stress this, for I want somehow to make the people of Isolele jealous of what you Gentiles have, so I might save some of them. That is the extent he went to save those of us, I'll admit myself, who have, thick, stubborn minds and, rebellious hearts. We needed that strong thing. Some of us who won't listen unless he breathes fire down our necks. He says, I want some of Isolele jealous of what you Gentiles have, so I might save some of them. For since their rejection meant that Nzambi offered salvation to the rest of the world, their acceptance, so their return, will be all the more wonderful. It will be life for those who were dead. Let's skip the branches. Okay, and it says, and since Abraham and other patriarchs were holy, their descendants will also be holy, just as the entire batch of dough is holy, because the portion given as an offering is holy. This is the part that we need to pay attention. For if the roots of the tree are holy, the branches will be too. But some of these branches from Abraham's tree, some of Isolele have been broken off. And you Gentiles were branches from a wild olive tree, a different tree, have been grafted in. So now you also receive the blessing Sonini has promised Abraham and his children, sharing in the rich nourishment, in the gifts of prophecy, of healing. Sharing in the rich blessings Sonini has promised Abraham and his children from the root of Nzambi's special olive tree. But this is a warning this is where the Gentiles went wrong. He said, but you must not brag about being grafted in to replace the branches that were broken off. So he says, don't think you can replace the Bantu people, even the ones that left me. You are just a branch, not the root. All right? Bantus are the root. Well, you must say, those branches were broken off to make room for me. Yes, so he's saying you might say that those branches were broken off to make room for me. If you think about it, that's what people are saying, that the descendants of Abraham don't matter anymore, because from Christ we're all equal. And he says no, but remember, those branches were broken off because they didn't believe in Kuswa Congo, and you are there because you do believe. So don't think highly for yourself, but fear what could happen. For if Sonini Nanini did not spare the original branches, his own children, he won't spare you either. Notice how Tata Nzambi is both kind and severe. He is severe toward those who disobeyed, but kind to you if you continue to trust in his kindness. But if you stop trusting, you will also be cut off. And if the people of Isolele turn, if the Bantu nation turns from the unbelief, they will be grafted in again. For Tata Nzambi has the power to graft them back into the tree. You by nature were a branch cut from a wild olive tree. So it refers to the Gentiles as a wild olive tree. So if Tata Nzambi was willing to do something contrary to nature, it wasn't in the original plan. If Tata Nzambi was willing to do something contrary to nature by grafting you into his cultivated tree, he will be far more eager to graft the original branches. Let me repeat, he will be far more eager to graft his descendants, the Bantu nation, who have been scattered across the world. He will be far more eager to graft the original branches back into the tree where they belong. In Geta, I think the Apostle Paul has said it all to clarify.
Ingeta, Matondo Masaka sister.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
The conversation is very nice, and we are enjoying learning so much. At the time over here in SA, it's running very fast. It's already 9 p.m. over here. And even in Neverland, where Mama Laurinda is, I can see it's already dark. But the Mwanda Vela is so powerful that is keeping us all learning from one another. We thank you for your precious time, for your support, for making this Bantu awakening a very good place to find family, to build up our spiritual level and other stuff.